I think that for Kenta on this roster, he's a righty killer, and he's really dominated right-hand hitters, and so lefties hasn't been as successful, and he's on the roster to do that. And there was a run of righties, and he did what he needed to do. And you look down the lineup, and there's 3 or 4 left-handed hitters coming up, and we've got Tony Watson on this roster to do just the opposite, get lefties out, and got out of it and gave a couple ground balls, and so that was kind of it. But Tony, trust him, like him in that spot against lefties.
Left side.
Forsythe, Kenta Maeda, yeah, Kyle Farmer had a great at-bat tonight. Do teams that aspire to championships need games like this from their role players, from guys that aren't your stars?
Well, absolutely, and Kyle is a great story, and first time in the big leagues, and got a little service this year and came up with some big hits for us, and we like the at-bat. And guys like him. He understands the game. He's a great kid. And, yeah, obviously haven't ever seen him, just competed right there. And Ray's a tough one. But to kind of, I don't know if it was an 8-9 pitch at bat, something like that. But we end up scoring a run on a wild pitch that inning. But, yeah, Kyle, every time we get him in there, we like him. But, yeah, the role players, I mean, I think that everyone on our team contributed tonight. Austin Barnes, a couple big hits, and just the quality of the bat. You look at the 5th inning that we put on those guys and stressed them. And Logan, big at bat. You know, Yasiel's continued to shine these first 2 games, and all up and down the lineup. But tonight it was the bottom part of the order that really picked us up big time tonight.
In the back.
Dave. I know the crowd embraces Yasiel, but is the team embracing him? Like, is he firing them up too?
He is. He's full of energy and emotion, and you know, I was talking to the coaches, and this is as good as we've seen him focus on every single pitch in the game. And when you combine that with the skill set that he has and the energy that he brings, and you know, he doesn't only energize 50,000 people, he energizes everyone in the clubhouse. So when he's in the box, when he's making plays with his arm, his glove on the bases, it's exciting.
Second row here.
Yeah, Dave, in the past you said that you were out to unlock Robbie Ray's code. What was the code, and how did you unlock it?
I don't know if I want to share that, but you know, he's a heck of a pitcher. And it's always a tall task, you know, trying to battle him and get base runners. But I think today he just wasn't that sharp. The fastball command wasn't like it has been against us, and I think that he couldn't strike the breaking ball. But to our guys' credit, we got the pitch count up and took advantage of that.
On the right side here.
Dave, when things were going so well earlier in the season, execution and pressure were big hallmarks of this team. How familiar has it been in the last 2 games?
It's the way that we put this roster together, and there's a lot of our hitting coaches do a lot of preparation with the guys. There's a lot of buy-in. It's that team offense concept, and pass it to the next guy, have that good at bat, and that's when we're at our best, and when we can stress the pitcher early, get the pitch count up, get into the pen, and you know, Austin, situational hitting really good. Putting the ball in play, not punching, taking the walk, and we did that. We've done that the first 2 games, and we put some runs on the board.
Dave, forgive me if this has already been asked, but did you consider going with Kenta for longer, or was the plan for him to just kind of? Has it been asked?
It's all right, Andy. I'll repeat it.
No,
no. It was that was the plan, and he's on this roster to get righties out, and the splits. He's really been a righty killer, and so when you look at 3 or 4 lefties down in the lineup. So although he was throwing the baseball well, I felt that it was a good spot for Tony, and I went with him. But Kenta threw the heck out of it. I thought Rich, to start as a starter, really battled and didn't have his best stuff, but still found a way to keep us in the ballgame, made some big pitches. But Cingrani came in and got a big out for us, and Kenta. So and Brandon made 1 bad pitch, but outside that was very good, and Kenley for 5 outs. So that's kind of how we had a mix and match today. But credit to the entire team.
Second row here.
On the night where Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, Corey Seager, they weren't necessarily coming through hits. What does it say about the depth of your lineup of the 6 through 8 guys that kind of come up big?
It's great. That's what we talk about as far as the length of the lineup. We've got a lot of good players, and we've got a lot of depth, and there's so many guys in our lineup that can hurt you. But, yeah, tonight, 6, I don't know how many times they were on base, but that 6, 7, 8 spot, these guys were on base all night and being productive and driving runs in. And, yeah, Cody will get untracked. He just got to slow down a little bit, stay in the strike zone. But, yeah, if Cody and Corey still got on base a couple of times tonight, had a nice one last night. But we've got a lot of guys that can hurt you.
Front row here.
Speaking of Yasiel, how much has he matured since last year? I know in the 7th inning, we seen him stop at third base. Last year, he probably would have kept going. So how much has he matured?
He's really come a long way, and he cares so much about his teammates. And I think the coaches have done an amazing job with Yasiel, just kind of loving on him, teaching him the game. And now you have the trust and the openness, and he's all about winning. You know, he's a very talented player, but all he cares about is winning. And there's 24 guys in the clubhouse that have that only purpose and care as well. So when you got that with a lot of good players, it's a good thing.
Bill.
Talking about the team offense again, if I told you 3 days ago you were going to give up 6 home runs in the first 2 games and only hit 1, what situation would you have thought you were going to Arizona in?
Maybe not up 2-0, but yeah. And I think the thing is, though, is that as far as to the hitting coaches crediting the players, the offensive players, it's just trying to use the big part of the field, get that hit, take the walk if you need to, and we'll homer when a pitcher makes a mistake. But I think, though, to spoil pitches and to grind, that's when I think we're at our best. But we can homer too.
Dave, I think you mentioned you had talked to Logan about being more aggressive in the zone. Is it as simple as that? That's kind of turned it around for him these last few weeks?
I think so. And Logan, just a heck of a baseball player. Had a huge night tonight, plus defender and in the box. He's really made a point to be aggressive and to, that first get me over fastball, he's ready to fire on it. So I think that it's important for him to keep those pitchers guessing, and to his credit, he's trusted it, and it's paid off.
Second row here.
So the slump, I guess, September, the slump that you guys hit was, very well documented. But towards the end of the season, you guys were starting to play better ball. You feel like you guys kind of carried that over and that momentum into the postseason, or kind of just flip the switch here?
No, there's definitely no switch. And I think that before, in the middle of September, I thought that we started playing better baseball and winning 8 out of 10. I think that helped. Guys are healthy, and the focus is certainly heightened. But we've been waiting for this moment, for a long time. So our guys are prepared. A lot of guys have been here in this moment, and now we just got to go out there and play, and we're doing a pretty good job of that.
Right here.
Hey, Dave, at one point after Singrani and Watson were both used, I think Wood went into the clubhouse. Was he being considered for possible relief tonight as well?
Who's that?
Alex Wood?
No.
Okay.
Nope. We've got plenty of good arms out there. He'll start game 4 if there is one.
Along the Waller.
When you noticed that Robbie Ray did not have the command that you're accustomed to seeing him have, was the dugout kind of attuned to, let's just, grind out and take pitches and let him get into those counts? I mean, was it something you felt that the
yeah,
team
I think that it is something that, he's got a good arm, and I think that we saw the misfires, and he wasn't as sharp. And so I think that the offensive group really came together and had a plan tonight. And, being aggressive in the strike zone, I think that for the most part we did a good job of that and made him labor more than he has before against us.
Anything else? One more?
Up 2-0, is there anything you need to do or say to keep your team from getting complacent?
That won't happen. I don't need to say anything to our guys. We're going to work out tomorrow, get on the plane, and be ready to play on Monday.